Hi guys, it's the day after Liverpool's draw with Arsenal, a much improved performance. But before I get into it, I just want to introduce myself. So this is clearly a new channel. My name's Sim. I hope I'm not talking to myself or just the camera. Lifelong Liverpool fan. Went through the rough late 90s, early 2000s, or the whole of 2000s where it was rough growing up. But yeah, obviously we've experienced a much better time over the last 10 years. Starting a YouTube channel, something I thought about for probably a good 10-year period now. And I've constantly just kind of put it off, like work, travel, just life commitments. But I feel like it's time. So I kind of want to just create like a community where I can just represent fans, obviously give my own thoughts and opinions, but also I want to have a interactive experience with other Liverpool fans. If the channel grows to how I want it to grow, I don't want to create videos just with other content creators. I'd like to get just general Liverpool fans on that maybe don't have an online voice, or they just want to talk to people about football, because that's what we want to do, isn't it, really? We just want to not even just talk about football, we just want to talk about Liverpool. I used to watch a lot of football, probably more over 10 years ago, 5 years ago, but over the last few years ago, it's probably just Liverpool. So that's me. My name's Sim. If you're liking the video so far, please like, share, subscribe. You're meant to say that, right? I hope you like it. I hope you stick around. So let's get into the game last night. We drew against Arsenal. Draws is something we're kind of used to right now, isn't it? But it was a much improved performance, and I think that's what I was happiest about. Like, I think a lot of us expected us to lose to Arsenal last night. Some of us thought we were going to get battered. But I'm just happy with the performance because it's been shocking recently. And obviously the manager's job's come up for questioning, and fans aren't sure if he's the guy anymore, and within reason. I don't think it makes you more of a Liverpool fan to be like, no, we need to support the manager. Yes, we need to support the manager, but like we criticise the players, we should be able to criticise the coach. So like I said, the performance was so much better, some nice one-touch football. It actually looked like there was a clear pattern to how we wanted to play last night, and that's not been visible, I would say, for most of the season. The odd game here and there, maybe against Madrid, actually both Madrid clubs, and not maybe Villa, but you're talking what, 4 out of how many games we've played now. But I think even the players looked like their normal selves, like the peak, not quite the peak, but the level of performance that we know that they can get to, especially McAllister. Like, I feel like the fan base has criticised him heavily this year, and players shouldn't be immune to criticism, but he hasn't performed to the level that we know he can. And last night, I feel like he reminded everyone who he is and how he can play. And I just hope that he and the team can take that into the next few games now. I think it's the FA Cup next, isn't it? And then is there a week off because of Carabao? Or I'm gonna have to check the fixtures. But so much better from him. And I know he had the injury over pre-season, so maybe we're being a little harsh. And listen, we're gonna do that. Like, we've not been good this year. We spent a lot of money over the summer, and the performances have stunk. And it's not just McAllister, there's been other players in the team, but I just want to highlight Maka now because last night he performed to the level that we know he can perform to. There were others, I made like a few notes. And I feel like Kirkes is another one. He's improving week after week. Like, he was getting slaughtered at the start of the season. And I feel like sometimes we're so unfair on these players because, it's not just like going to play football down the park with your mates. It's, there's levels to this. And, he's gone from Bournemouth, who played good football last year, great football actually. And, he's come to Liverpool, reigning champions. And there's been a lot of change in the team. So sometimes we gotta give players a little leniency. I don't think it helps when the rest of the team isn't performing either, and then you start highlighting maybe the new guys. Oh, he's not performing, and Wirtz has come under so much criticism, which I think is unfair, by the way. But I will get into that. But yeah, Kerkez, for me, he's improving by the week. He looks better when Wirtz is playing left, even though I don't like him on the left. But that's another topic. But because we know Gakpo doesn't like to pass to Kerkez for whatever reason. Although he did pass to him a little bit more last night, which I was glad to see. But yeah, I just feel like we need to give these new players more time to settle in. I remember Robbo when he first came, Fabinho, and they came into a more settled environment, so Klopp was able to bed them in slowly and give them time. And I don't think they were first team, obviously they were first team players, but I don't think they were starting week in, week out until close to December, if not the new year, if I remember correctly. But, I remember the criticism they were getting when they first came, and, look at the legends they turned out to be. So I feel like that's an important thing that we got to do, just give these players time. And I always said, all my football group chats, they're like, oh, we shouldn't have bought him. And I'm like, guys, I feel like in a player's first season, we can give them a pass. We all did it for Nunes. And I had people, even last summer, saying, no, we shouldn't sell him. Listen, thank you, Nunes. Thank you for what you did, but it was time to go. But I feel like in a player's first season, I feel like we need to give them the benefit of the doubt. We've seen players come to the Prem before, or even move from other teams in the Prem and not perform straight away. But you've got to give these players time. He's not coming to a settled environment, but like I said, week by week, he looks like he's getting better, which I'm glad to see, because he was the replacement I wanted for Robbo. And I feel like he did a good job on Saka last night. Saka's a great player. He's going to get past you a few times, but I don't think he was getting past him time after time. Kerkez locked him up a little bit, managed the space well, and also when he had to get tight, he got tight. So yeah, great performance from Kerkez. But this guy's good, isn't he, man? And you know what's scary? We've not even... See, he just puts a smile on my face, but we've not seen the best of this kid, and that's what's scary. And people have been criticising him since the moment the Prem season kicked off, and I feel like it's unfair. He's 22? Yes, he's come for a big price tag, blah blah blah. But listen, we know the Prem's a physical league. Some players take to it so quickly, and some players don't. It's fine. And again, I feel like we're forgetting that he's come to. It wasn't settled. We had players leaving, players coming in. Like so many other players coming in. There was all the Isaac stuff going on over the summer, and it was just not a settled time. And yeah, man, he's looking so much better. And if you look at the stats, as I'm sure many of you have, look at the amount of chances he's created. Like we'd be having a different conversation if strikers or the wingers were putting away the chances he's created, because all of a sudden he's now got more assists. So now are the non-Liverpool fans rating him more because all they can see is GA, 5, 6, whatever it is. Like we're not doing that. Like let's actually watch the game. Listen, he's not been amazing, but you can see he will be. I'm certain he will be. But yeah, again, great performance last night in the false nine. He's going to do what he wants to do when he's in a central position. He's going to pick the ball up anywhere on the pitch. And some of his touches, he is so comfortable on the ball. I like technical players, just the way they pick up spaces and how easy they make football look. But yeah, he was so good. I'm actually going to do another video on Wirtz, so I don't want to talk about him too much. But yeah, good performance last night, and for everyone that's not a Liverpool fan, or the overly critical Liverpool fans, maybe he needs a few more GAs, and that's fine. Listen, I want him to score worldies, I want him to score tap-ins, I want him to pull off these beautiful assists. And I think if you give this guy wingers, players that are just running in behind, I feel like he'll find them. And he's been unlucky this season, because like I said, the amount of chances he's actually created, if players had actually put those away, we're having a completely different conversation. But that just shows what football is now, which is fine. That's just, it moves with the times. Sobo, that was a good performance from him last night. Worked his ass off like he always does. And you know what? If anyone was going to score for us last night, it was going to be him, wasn't it? Let's be honest. Bit of crazy shooting, but also it's just I'm not unlucky because I don't believe in too much luck in football. Listen, if you put the ball away, you deserved it. If you don't, you didn't deserve it. My opinion, of course. My criticism with Sobo is always, what are you doing when you have the ball? Because off the ball, I cannot criticize you. He's a tidy player, and we've seen some of the passes this guy can pull off, like out of this world. I feel like sometimes he doesn't trust himself to actually make those defining passes, and that's what I want from him. We're in his third season now, aren't we? And it's been rough on him this season because he's been performing, or at least working hard, and it's just not going well for the other boys, is it? But I really want to see this guy just take more chances. Trust yourself. Like we've seen the ability. We saw what you were doing at Leipzig. We've seen what you can do for Hungary. I want to see it at Liverpool now. There was a couple of chances when he saw the player making that run, and he's just not quite trusted himself to make it. And I know he can, and I just want to see that more, because I would rather you try something than trying to be overly tidy. And I think that's something we've been so guilty about. We're guilty for the whole season, which we're trying to overplay it. It's pass. It's not that simple, but we're making our way to the final third. There's no option on. We're coming back, and yes, teams are going to do that. But I feel like sometimes we're overdoing it, and there has been times when players could just play someone else in. Like Frimpong, because he's been playing right wing for the last few weeks. 2 games he started there, 3 games. But yeah, I know Sobo can do that, and I was talking to one of my mates about this, and I was saying, I feel so bad being critical to Szoboszlai, and I said because he works so hard for the team. Look at the effort and heart he puts in off the ball. I just want to see more from him on the ball, and last night it was a good performance. Again, like I said, he worked his ass off. Nice little 1-2s with players, kept the ball well, but just try have a bit of cutting edge now. Like, you got the ability. I feel like we as Liverpool fans know that, and yeah, working hard should be the bare minimum, but he does work above working hard. But yeah, great performance from Sobo. Who else? We got Frimpong. If you give that guy space, it's scary. If you give that guy space and he trusts himself to have more end product, or at least try out his end product, does that make sense? Or, some of his balls were straight at the defenders or not quite at the player. But there was that chance when, I know we all said he should have shot. I kind of understand why he tried to pass to Wirtz. The pass was on, but he didn't see, I think it was Rice making his way back to just get a touch on it. So it's like, because the pass didn't come off, we all feel he should have shot. And he probably should have shot. But we've seen the way this guy can shoot. Like, we've seen him at Leverkusen. He's got a shot on him. So I think he's another one. He just trust himself. He needs to trust himself more. He will kill you for pace. And I'll tell you what, over the summer there was a lot of criticism about his defending, his physicality. But you know what? I feel like he's actually done well defensively. It's not Trent, is it? And to be fair, Trent wasn't as bad as people were saying defensively, but he's not been made to look silly at any point this season. I feel like he's handled himself quite well. And yeah, he's just been unlucky. He's been a bit unlucky with injuries, and I feel like his time's going to come. He's probably going to get that. Actually, is he going to get that shot right back now? Bradley being injured. I know Gomez is back, but sadly we can't rely on Gomez to stay fit. And obviously when he's fit, he'll do a great job. So yeah, maybe he will stay. Frimpong will stay right wing until Salah gets back. But yeah, he needs to trust himself more. But he's just another one, isn't he? He looks like he's improving by the week, and you know he's getting the confidence. He's got that nice little link up with Wirtz, which is good to see. And other players look like they're trusting him more. I feel like they're realizing this guy is rapid. Like it is scary how fast he is. You know, and so with players like that, sometimes you do just have to put the ball in an area and they will get it. But if he works on his end product, and maybe I'm being overly critical because I swear he's got 2 or 3 assists in his last 4 or 5 games. So yeah, my bad. Gakpo. He's a regular theme obviously on Twitter, in all my group chats, and yeah, it's a tough one with him. I feel like Slot clearly loves him. I do actually think he's a good player. I feel like he shouldn't be a starting left winger, but he's a good squad player to have. You know, he's probably gonna play even as a squad pro at Liverpool, you're gonna play 20, 30 times a season. He's just a little too predictable for, I think, our liking. You know, he's heavily criticised. He wasn't too bad last night. I do feel like he broke down attacks maybe too much, slowing it down. And that was probably a criticism of my whole... That's one thing I feel like I need to criticise Liverpool about last night. Sometimes we were in good positions and then we slowed it down. And Gakpo he's a criminal for that. Like, he would do it against anyone. And it's frustrating because he's actually a good player, but it's like when he's running with the ball, he forgets anyone else on the pitch. He forgets I think he forgets where he is on the pitch, because automatically there's like a trigger in his mind where he's got the ball and you know what he's doing next. We all know he's cutting in. And I feel like if he trusted Kirkes more, sliding through, putting through, the space is there, and we would cause teams so many more problems. But his performance was alright last night. Like, it wasn't amazing. I thought towards the end of the game, he was clearly used as a bit of a target man. We were pinging the ball out left, and he was winning headers, losing headers. But I think at that point we were happy to take the draw. And yeah, I'm trying to think, there's anyone else that performed. I mean, I thought Bradley was really good last night. Obviously, yeah, Martinelli's a dickhead. But I don't even want to talk about that too much. Bradley was solid. Yeah, he got took on a couple of times by Martinelli, but there's some fresh legs coming against tired legs. And I feel like this is the thing with Bradley. In the big games, you can trust him. He's just another one. It's just fitness, isn't it? But he was solid last night. He was up and down. He hit the bar. If he scored that, yeah, amazing. But that was a nice little passage of play from Liverpool last night, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, it was so good to see patterns in the way we were playing last night, and that's something that we've not seen for a long time this season. And it's a reason why Slot's been criticised so much and why his job's been questioned, because how is it that we're trying to play? I can't see it. Like, when I don't really want to use him as an example, because he's not really won anything. When Arteta first came to Arsenal, you could see how he wanted to play, and it's not been successful. But I feel like, I don't want to use Amorim because he's got sacked, but okay, let's use Iraola. We know how he wants to play. He's not having the best season. And I do feel like we're in a good position, because of the quality of players that we do have. And I say it's a good position. It should be a lot better. But yeah, just what is it we're trying to do? That's what I want to know. And I do want to do a separate video on Slot, but I don't think we've been too harsh on him, and I don't think we should not hold him accountable just because he won us the Prem last year. Listen, one of the greatest days of my life watching Liverpool lift the Prem with the fans and, you know, the scenes around Anfield, the parade. And I don't want to give him a pass just because of that, because what are we saying? Just because you've won something that we shouldn't criticise you, because we criticise the players, like I said, week in, week out, if they're not performing. And I feel like Richard Hughes is another one that should come under some kind of scrutiny, because Slot's the coach, you're the sporting director. You know, they kind of work cohesively, don't they? So I don't understand why sporting directors get off the hook as easily as they do. But yeah, that's something I want to discuss in another video. Yeah, so I actually want to start trying to push out content as often as possible. If you made it this far into the video, I'm guessing you enjoyed it, you thought I might have made some good points, or I was going somewhere. Yeah, just be patient with me, I'm still starting out. But like I said, I wanna create a community. I'm a passionate Liverpool fan. I don't feel like I got crazy, stupid takes. I'm not gonna do things for fan interaction in terms of overreacting to things and making myself look stupid just to, or, you know, try and monetize off my club not doing well. Like, those aren't the sort of things I want to do. I want to see Liverpool winning. So everything you get with me is going to be genuine. It will be my thoughts, my opinions. Yeah, and I definitely want to have fans of Liverpool on this show. I want to be able to do live streams and just invite people together, like I said, create a community where we can all just discuss Liverpool, no matter how crazy your takes are. Listen, I've seen some crazy ones, I've seen some crazy ones in my group chats. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Please like, save, share, subscribe, all those things. Comment. If you comment, I will 100% reply to you and have a conversation. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon.